What's up, gamers? This is Nintendo Gamer Gal here with another discussions video. We have two of our favorite people here. We got Marz and Mandy. They're gonna introduce themselves and introduce their channels. I guess ladies first.
Hi, my name is Mandy. I'm from Mandyleeplays. I do Nintendo content and I love video games, so subscribe.
Yeah. Links will be in the description below for Mandy. Go ahead, Marz.
Yeah, Marz here, LazzyJames. Gamer will have me right in the description. Y'all should know me by now, but sub as well.
At this point, he's my co-host. Let's get on topic. So the topic is digital versus physical games. Obviously, everybody knows me from my channel. I'm a physical collector. I don't actually know, Mandy, how split are you? I know Marz you're kind of split too, right? A little bit, not as bad.
I'm a physical collector. I always try to get it physically because I like to have my games in like cases and own it. So I'm sorry, that's the garage. So yeah, I only have digital games for games that are only digital. So I'm just physical, really.
Okay. And Marz, you were saying?
I mean, yeah, I'm physical. I think like y'all, but there's maybe like 80% like y'all. Then there's a 20% side where like I don't mind digital or like yeah, I'll get it digitally. It's not a major deal to me.
I mean, some games are like better digitally. Like I bought the Clubhouse games physical. And that would be a game that you would get digitally because it's just a hassle to put that to play a mini game and then leave. So some games are more convenient digitally. Like I have Animal Crossing digitally and physically. And I love it digitally because I could just pop it up. I don't have to like switch things because I open my island like on daily. So that'll be annoying. I mean, a little lazy on my part, but popping in and out games, it's just annoying.
See now me, like the only reason I don't even like digital, mainly it might be because of one, I like to own it, but then I like to sell my games. If I don't like them, I like to sell them back, and you can't do that digitally. But so that's like the major thing with me. But I got 9-inch parchments digital like a couple days ago. And I like it digitally, like I can just be, because I like to have my Splatoon in my junk, and then I can just slide right over, like have Mandy like be kind of lazy, and just slide right over and have my like 9-inch parchments right there. No big deal. It's in the system, no sweat. Like sometimes I don't have my game case, or I'll misplace it for a little, not too long, just a little bit, and I have to go hunting down my game case. But 9-inch parchments is there, so I can see why people get digital. I dig it.
Yeah, and another thing is like with the Switch being portable, you don't want to carry a bunch of your games. What I usually do is carry just like a few, the one in the Switch and like a spare. That's it. I never carry all my games outside my house because that just would be horrible.
Yes, yeah, I take all my games.
I was just about to say we had this conversation.
Yeah, I take them all. So, yeah, I take. But if I guess it would be less of a deal. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's because they're always with me. I just like to have them with me, but it'll be less of a deal if it was digitally compared to physically. But I take them all. So I mean, there's that. But it would be better. But there's something about touching my games and having them and then.
Not outside, like. I mean, you're a guy. You probably have a backpack or something.
I put them in my trap bag, so
but
I got my 2 little cases, and I just dip.
My purse is literally small, and I can't really just shove in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I think y'all got like way more games than me too. I only got like 24 games that I like
sell everything.
I don't do that. Ever since like I started wanting to play older games that I sold, I'm like, damn, I'm not doing this again.
Okay, see, she's on my train now with that.
I just buy the games that I know I'm probably gonna like. If I sell it, it must have been a really bad game.
I don't know. I feel like, okay, so like my view on this digital versus physical thing that I feel like a lot of people aren't thinking about in long term is, I mean, we discussed it a little bit in the last topics video, is that when the servers go down, then you don't have your games. Think about like if you break your Switch and it's all your digital games are on that one Switch and you break it and you can't transfer that little SD card over to another Switch because of the way Nintendo does it, then you lost all your dang games.
You could still go into the game, I believe, with the few.
I mean, you have your like purchase history, I think.
Yeah, but when the servers are down, you won't.
No, because some games are not online. So even if it is digital, you can still get it in because it's not like online based. Okay. So you can still play it like normal, except for like Splatoon or, where you have to go into a server.
I thought once the servers were down, you couldn't retrieve the game.
No, you can still play them.
No, that you can play them, but what happens if so let's say your Switch breaks and you have to replace it and the servers are already offline. How are you getting that game back?
Your Switch breaks and the servers happen to be down too.
Like servers are already down. Like say like it's 10 years later. Like the Switch has moved on. Nintendo has moved on to something new. How are you playing those games?
I mean, you still own them. Like I have older games on my DS that I downloaded, and I can still play them on my Wii U. But you can't. It doesn't update, or it doesn't. You can't really. It's like a physical there, but you can't really do much with it because the servers are shut down. Like Splatoon, the first one, I think people are still playing it. I could be wrong, and that's weird. So like Nintendo just closed the Wii U shop, or like the whole online infrastructure they closed. So when you go in, there's a bunch of like Nintendo staff just saying stuff instead of the Mii's, and you can still play your games, but
because like Splatoon 1, I played it the other day, but it's like how you said, it's not updated, so there's a lot of like hacking and stuff going on. So you're gonna run into that. So it's not gonna be the game that it was supposed to be. It's gonna be like if people can hack it, especially if it's not a single player game, you won't have to worry about that too much. But if it's a multiplayer game, like and if they didn't update it, somebody gonna be hacking it like crazy.
Oh, that's the same thing for physical games that
that's true too.
Don't like have support anymore. You just play it the way you play it.
And then there's the other thing I wanted to hit on. It was like how Capcom is releasing their games. You know how like now 80% of their sales are digital versus physical, and now they want to shift completely over to digital, where they're forcing people's hand by like having one game on the cart and the other one digital. That crap pisses me off. What are you guys' stances on stuff like that? Like I'm sitting here right now with a new copy next to me that says one in the box and the other one is a digital download. That like I didn't even want to buy that because of that, but it was like $20 for the physical when I got it. So it's like it's the same price as a physical game anyway. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, because since like companies trying to shift to digital, they give more incentives. Like I know in PlayStation they give you free backgrounds for your PlayStation and stuff, or they give you free like skin or something. So it's cheaper if it's digital, honestly, but we don't see it as cheaper because it's still the same price as a physical game. So it feels weird. Now the whole thing with the game in the case that you have to download, I don't really mind that because I like to collect for aesthetic reasons too, but it could eat up a lot of your memory for your Switch, and when it shouldn't, just put it in the card. And it's like, why are we doing that Switch tax when there's no Switch cartridge?
Exactly.
It's stupid.
What about you, Marz?
I mean, I don't know if I take too much issue with it because like that's how the Bayonetta came out, right? Like one of them was physical. I can't remember which one. Then the other one was digital.
One was physical.
So one was physical. Then 2 was physical. Kind of how you got right there. Mm-hmm. It don't bother me too much. I mean, now if it was all digital, I probably just wouldn't even bought it. But at least
all
half
digital
of it.
and the physical thing.
Yeah.
Which they could do.
They have been doing it. They have.
GameStop, I know they do it for sure.
And I see Xbox has little cute steel books, and inside is the code. I'm like, that's cute. That's mad cute.
That's not cute. That would piss me off. There's nothing in that steel book.
I would say that's how Nintendo should do it because their games are small enough to fit in them. as where like an Xbox CD, you can't just slap it into a small case. But I just thought that was cute because aesthetically, it's still a thing. Like I love steelbooks more than like regular copies, and Nintendo barely does them. I only have Fire Emblem, and so yeah.
You didn't get the Pokemon one?
No, I didn't get the Pokemon one because it was this big deal at Best Buy. Like you had to buy the game again. I'm like, no.
Oh, for Pokemon
They wouldn't
Go.
just let me take the case. They had a bin full of just empty cases. I'm like, can I just take that? I'll pay for it. Nope. What's this whole problem? So, yeah. And I like when they do little stuff like that and like do kind of cutesy stuff inside the game, like a manual or a little booklet or something. I love those. Like that adds charm to a game, especially when you're a physical collector, because once you open a case, it's like nothing.
Yeah, a white box inside, nothing else but the game.
A little game right there. I'm like, the box art is cute, but put something there.
See, I was thinking
So,
with what you said about Bayonetta. In Japan they release both copies physically, right?
Yeah.
See, that I don't like that they do that crap.
Hey,
I think Japanese like gamers like physical more, but that just I don't know.
No, they.
I mean, I like physical, but I could see why companies would want to shift because it is cheaper for them, not for us. Still $60 across the board. Sometimes a physical copy of a game is cheaper than the digital, especially on a sale. You get it used, and they don't like that.
Yeah, they don't like it. But what I was gonna say too is like what surprises me, I think, is there are a lot of people. Well, not a lot, but there's a lot more people than what I thought that like digital games. I thought people would be more like resistant to it, but like people like they don't mind it. Like I was like I mind it up until a point, which is. I guess I should get to is like the price point. Like if a digital game is gonna be $10-15, fine, I'll pay it. I don't want to pay $60 for both of them. Like if a physical and a digital, they're both $60, then of course I want to try to get the physical. But now, like that one game you was telling me about, Gamer, the one with the cat.
Cat Quest?
Yeah, Cat Quest. Now that digitally, that's like what, $2.99 or $1.99?
It was $2.60.
It was $2.60. Like
sale.
Digitally, I'm gonna get it digitally. I'm not gonna get it physically.
Yeah, like
it's $15. Heck no, I'm not getting it physically at all. I'm getting it digitally.
But you can't sell that.
I don't need to sell it though. $15.
Yeah, some things is just like no. Like I have Hollow Knight. It's not a physical one. It came with the plushie, and then the code was inside. So I kind of got like a physical thing and the game. I mean, it was a little bit more than the eShop one, but it had a plushie, so.
Yeah.
See, well, so that same game, for example, I have the collector's edition of Hollow Knight that came with a bunch of crap inside.
Oh, lucky!
You can still buy it. It's on Fan Gamer, but like that, like if those two options were one with the physical code and one with one physically and one digital, with the plushie, which would you have bought? Like if you saw both of them sitting on the shelf, one had digital code in the box and one had a physical cartridge with the same goodie, well, different goodies. Which one would you have chose?
The plushie.
You would have still chose the plushie?
I mean, it's still a download code, so it's still like an.
Are they equal in price?
Okay, let's say they were equal in price.
No, the plushie was a bit more because it was a plushie plus the game.
How much you paid for that?
I think 20 or something, or
okay,
something around there.
That ain't bad. So 20. And then how much was yours, Gamer?
Mine's came with a lot of shit. Okay, mine was like $50. But it came with.
I'm getting it digitally. That to me is the price. Like from that angle, that's why I say like I'll mess with digital, because if the price points are right, if the future gonna be digital, right, it's up to us to make sure these companies don't keep getting us for $60 to $120 digitally. It's fine physically, fine, whatever. But digitally, if it's cheaper and there's nothing you have to press up, and because you're probably getting rid of all this overhead that you used to even produce the hard copy. So it should be like almost a good fair price for it digitally, and then fine, I'll do it, whatever. If I'm paying $20 for a AAA game,
And no Twitch tax.
I know I ain't gonna pay no $20 for a AAA game.
What are you
And
I'm
talking
just saying, if it's that, I don't know if I would be upset at that.
Yeah, the most upsetting part is the fact that you have to pay, like, equally the amount. I know a lot of people say digitally is more convenient, you know, kind of, it's easier not to, like, lose games and stuff, especially if you got kids or something like that. But they're still $60 each. And I'm just like, what the heck?
Yeah,
if anything, at least physically, you got a box art to put on your shelf, but
the now all right, gamer. All right, so you like Splatoon, right? A pretty good game you like. Probably one of your favorite games.
It's my
Correct me
favorite
if I'm
game.
wrong.
It's my
you're a
favorite game.
beast with the roller.
All right,
Roller
all right.
through.
Now, let's say you got Splatoon. What was it? $60 when it came out, July 2017. All right, let's just say it was $60 when it came out. Now, let's just say on that same day, you had two choices: to buy it for the 60 or buy it for the 20, brand new digitally. Well, which one would you buy? Would you go ahead and pay that 60 for the physical, or you wouldn't even bother? See me, I would be up against the gate. I don't know. I mean, I rock with physical, but man,
I would have
$20.
I would have still. I've done it. The thing is, I've done it. This is how I know I will do it. There was I heard. Look, Cat Quest. Let's go back to Cat Quest. Cat Quest.
Yeah.
I bought it. I already pre-ordered it. I have to just go pick it up at Best Buy because even though the sale was for $10 for the physical, and I already own Cat Quest 1, I went and bought it for $30 for both copies. So I know I will do it because I want my games physically. That's why I don't like all this DLC crap. I want the game complete in the box when I buy it. I wouldn't mind if they did, if they came out, what with the the way the indie companies are doing it, where they're coming out with the digital first, and if it's popular enough, they'll release a physical through limited run or through super rare games, whatever it is. But the whole game is complete when you buy it. Like when I bought Celeste, all the DLC was in that game when I bought it. So now I don't have to worry about downloading. I don't have to worry about backup, nothing. The game is complete when I buy it. That I wouldn't mind, but they're not doing that when they release it.
Their limited run, I think, has clear cases of Switch games, like the box, and you could actually print out stuff. Even Nintendo gives you stuff for your rewards program or something. You could get I think with Xenoblade 2, you could have gotten the Torna one and just switched it if you would have printed it out. So there's ways to go around it, I guess. It's not just it's not as physical or digital. Now it's physical with a code, but it comes with something extra. So it might not be a physical game, but they give you something physical for that stuff, like the Hollow Knight plushie. And for digital, not gonna lie, some of their incentives are enticing.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Being able to play a game at midnight instead of waiting, going to Best Buy in your pajamas and say so sometimes they do entice you. They give you free skins, stuff, whatever the game is, and you're like, because they want you to buy from their shop, not Walmart, Target, whatever.
I agree. So the three enticing things for me. So how Mandy just said, just play it right then and there. Because sometimes, and even when you go to Best Buy at 10 o'clock or something, there may be an issue, and then come back at 2. It's just something. There may be something, because that happened to me before. They didn't have it ready or something.
Especially
so you're gonna get it at midnight. The price point is enticing when they do the price points right. And then what was the third point I was gonna bring up? Give me a second. We were just talking about it.
I lost it.
I mean, some people buy both. I only did that for Animal Crossing, but I won't do that for all my games because I ain't.
That was the third point I was going to bring up. So remember, Cadence of Hyrule, and I don't know how you would do, Mandy, but so Cadence of Hyrule came out. Like Gamer says, she knows they're gonna come out physically later on, but me, I want to play it right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it digitally. Like I don't want to wait a year for it to release, but
That's
physically to play it,
yeah.
I'm getting it right then and there, and that's how they can get people. I'm like, oh yeah, we'll release it physically a year later, but you can get it digitally right now.
Is like good in the gaming industry.
Yeah.
Because if you just wait like a couple of months, the thing you want will probably be discounted, and you paid $60 for nothing.
On top of that.
Mm-hmm. And like for YouTubers, they usually get review codes, and if they really like it, they'll go out and buy the physical if they have one. So I guess they get best of both worlds, but it's a review copy, so. I've never gotten one, so.
You're still, are you trying to still make the
Gamer ain't gonna freaking crack. You gonna wait a whole year for the digital.
I get games on this website where they give you review codes, but they're always bad games. So I just don't do that.
She's like, I'm not reviewing. Hey, what if you review?
Hey, you should do a bad game one time just to see what happens. Like, just review a bad game just to see what happens from it.
They might give you more codes.
Yeah.
I guess for like bigger games and stuff.
I don't know.
I gotta start with the indies.
Mm-hmm.
I would wait. I always wait though. So look, I'm still waiting for
I can't wait a whole year to play Cadence of Hyrule.
I could wait. I mean, I have so many other games I can wait. And like, it's not. My thing is, it's always gonna be there on the eShop digitally. If I wait, right, even if it doesn't come out, look what happened with 9 Parchments. I waited a long time before buying 9 Parchments to play with you. I waited for 9 Parchments, and then what? It came out in 2017, if I'm not mistaken.
It came out a brick ago.
Yeah. So it came out in 2017, and I was like, all right, it's not coming physical. I've waited, but right, I say that about 9 Parchments. I did that same thing with SteamWorld Dig. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting here that I just picked up my order of SteamWorld Dig physical, and I rebought it. I had it digital. I have it digitally in my system, but I rebought it because I wanted a physical. And for me, that's what I end up doing. That's why I don't like digital, because I end up on the ones that I've caved on, they come out. That pisses me off because I'm still gonna buy the physical. Unlike other people that won't buy the physical once they have the digital, I'm always gonna buy the physical of the game I want.
So indie games are kind of different for me. I usually buy them digital because like they don't really have a physical, they might or whatever. And most of my physical collections are like not indies. They're just the games I wanted.
Yeah.
But I barely play indies though.
If a game is $19.99 or under, that's when I'll start thinking physically. It's like, I mean, wait, what am I? I'll start thinking digitally. Yeah. I'm mixing up my stalactites with my stalagmites. But yeah, I'll start thinking. That's when I'm in the grounds, like, you know, whatever the digitally one. So, but now $60 on wanting a physical game just because I know like its current value, future value, things like that. You know, especially true. Like some of these physical games, they can really go up if you hold on to them. Like, or if you're the only one that really purchased them. Like just having the game physically, thing? Yeah.
It's extremely expensive.
What retro thingy?
Like the retro collecting, collecting retro games. Yeah.
Like you'll get really a couple of those games cheap, but some of those games, like I paid with some of the games, my older games that I went back and bought, like because I didn't keep them, I had to pay up for them, and that's on me.
Thousands of dollars. Mm-hmm. Like this one game was just, I think someone paid $10,000 or something for it. I was like, my God, that's insane. So there's value in physical copies, especially as time goes on and everything goes digital. People will be like, I want that nostalgia in my hand. And you're like, oh, I got a physical copy, haha. But I guess you're gonna have to wait and see what that is. I
always wonder if it's a generational thing too, like as the generations go on where they value physical less than digital. Will we be forced to go digital because the newer generation of consumers are like I don't know what I think you're in the lower generation than me, so you're even like you'll buy whatever, right? Which are like you prefer your physicals, but if you can, you'll buy it digitally, right, Mandy? That's where you're at with that.
Yeah, and physical collecting is not really rare or anything. A lot of people do love physical. That's why they keep releasing stuff physically, because not only do they want you to buy it twice, whatever, um, they see the value in physical and how consumers like it. Because I know a lot of people do it digitally, but I know more people who collect physically. And yeah, so some people do like 50-50, depending on the game.
You know the crazy thing about it, now that I'm thinking about it, like out of the three like entertainment things, out of music, movies, and video games is like still the only one where like it's still a digital thing because music is like mostly streaming now, right?
Yeah,
Movies
there's
is
no
mostly
CDs.
streaming. Like you can go to Best Buy and get Blu-rays and stuff, but I think most people are streaming nowadays. Like video games are the only one left where there's still a good amount of like physical people picking up physicals, having them shipped to them. But like it's holding on.
Do you think it's because of the
There's
hardware?
something. No, there's something about owning. I mean, it could be about nostalgia, hardware, owning your own stuff. Gaming companies, I mean, they're the same price. It's not like they're different prices, so there's not that. So there's a lot of reasons. Though it's sad to see the CD section's gone.
I mean,
The
it's not
DVD
existing,
section is
yeah.
about to be gone.
It's the DVD
And I'm like,
section
they're
is just a
inching
bench.
closer to gaming, man. Oh my gosh.
But
And now
I
with,
will, yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
with Best Buy Gamers Pass thing not happening, or they took it off, which is a shame. Then that was like a good incentive to go physical, because $10 is $10. I'm driving to Best Buy for a cheaper game, but they took that off too, so I was so pissed. I yelled at the cash register when my thing was done. I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, it doesn't work, it's expired." I got so pissed. Poor guy. I'm sorry. It's like you don't want to see $60. You want to see $59.99 or $59.99 or something. Looks better.
Ain't no paying full price for games.
You got to be a little bit more. What is it called? I don't usually pay $60 for either of my games either. I don't ever pay full price. I'm not the only one who doesn't ever pay full price.
I mean, there's points, but it used to work better when you had the Gamers Pass, because they give you points, and then you're like, oh, I got an extra $20 plus the Gamers Pass. This game is $5 for me. Woo!
You can really get it down.
And there's pre-owned. You can't get pre-owned stuff on digital, so not that I know of.
No. See, I think that would be an incentive for some people. Like, for me, like the games, especially like the games that I bought digitally that now I own physically, I can't get rid of them. I wish I could just be able to like, okay, here, you're in my family plan. I can give you my game. It's no longer in my Switch, or I can share my game with you indefinitely. But that's my hold up with digital. Like, I feel like you don't really ever own your games. It's locked behind whatever you bought it in, or whatever company is whatever company is holding it hostage. And if the company decides that, oh, there's something wrong with that game, I think I even heard, I'm not sure, this could just be me going off and not hearing the right information. I heard that they erased somebody's digital games that they purchased and refunded them the money because they weren't supposed to release a game that came out and the person already had it, and then they refunded them the money. Huh?
Yeah,
You
I can see
gotta
that
be
happening.
careful with that.
Yeah, that like if you had it physically, not a problem. They can't come in your house and take that back.
Yeah, they can't pull up about it.
And another thing is, they don't like when people give away games, because that's like a potential sale. Whereas digital, you can't really give away nothing. You just gotta stare at that game that you hate all the time. It's right there. I mean, you could like archive it, but
See, that family plan idea
here,
would be
let
a
me
good
put it on the
idea.
library for kids. Let me give it to somebody who wants it more. Can't really do that digitally, so I guess that's why companies kind of like it.
I mean, I understand the company's perspective on it, but it's not very consumer friendly. And I feel like I can share. Why can't I? If I can share a physical game, why can't I share my digital game? Like, that for me pisses me off so much about it. That's why I won't go digital. Like, I feel like when the new generation of digital comes out, I'm gonna be a retro gamer at that point because I won't go because I want to own my games. I want to say, look, this is the physical game I have in my hand. It's mine. I can share it with whoever has the old system. But
And there are consoles like the Xbox or PlayStation that lets you kind of have a hub, and then you could add users like your family or something, and then they could go into it. The Switch, I don't even think is gonna do that anytime soon. But it kind of, you could kind of play the games that other person bought. I know that because I did that with my Xbox. I never paid for any of my games on Xbox, no Game Pass, nothing, because I was using my cousin's Xbox thingy, and he let me use it, and he would buy games, and I would just have them, and I'm like, yay! So there's stuff like that, but there's a limit. Obviously, you can only have 2, and PlayStation is more, you could like have 2 also. So, but as for the Switch, you're like down on your luck. You can't even have another Animal Crossing island.
Yeah.
oh man, let's not even get into
They
that.
gotta make it consumer friendly. How you're saying, like that family plan thing would be a good idea. Like if you can, you can have 7 people on a family plan or something like that.
8. You can have up to 8
you
people.
got 8 people with their, and then let's say you got 8 people on that one family plan, right? Whatever games are bought are in a pool, and anybody can have at it. But and then if Nintendo will just be like, well, only one person can play at a time, fine. But unless it's a multiplayer game, then like for however many people that is multiplayer, so if it's four people, 4-person multiplayer, 4 people can play it at that one time, not 5, right? So, I think if it's gonna go digitally, it needs to be more consumer friendly. But I ain't gonna lie, even like just after buying 9 in parchments, I can see something that it grows on me. Like it can grow on me. I can see it because I like even like it's just something I don't think about after the fact. Like I'll think about it during the initial purchase, but like ever since we've been playing it, I just haven't really even thought about it. It's like, oh, 9 in parchments, boom, 9 in parchments, boom, load it up, boom. I'm not thinking about it digitally or physically. I'm just that's like a little secret. That's how they got me. They suckering me in.
Said I always try for physical, but when I can't or don't know if they're coming out with the physical, I would go digital. It's fine.
Yeah.
Especially convenient when you're like in bed and you want to get up, and because I usually play on my TV, so I don't want to get up all the time. And
It's
my
made us
Switch
super
Lite
lazy.
too. It's easier to manage your games with your Switch Lite. When they're digital. When they're physical, yeah, you could do that, but like, I don't know. Like most of the games on my Switch Lite are digital, but my other games on my actual Switch are physical mostly.
Yeah. So gamer, let me ask you this: you like Zelda, right?
Yes.
Did you like Breath of the Wild?
Yes, I did.
Really good game.
Yeah.
Okay,
Where are you
good.
going with this?
I don't know.
Setting the atmosphere.
Okay.
All right. So you meaning to tell me? You meaning to tell me a great game, right? Do you think it was Game of the Year for 2017?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay. So you meaning to tell me you wouldn't buy that game if it was only digital?
No,
You would not buy it.
I wouldn't. I'm a Zelda diehard. Get out! No,
I would have to buy it.
I got
You
the
I think
collector's
if they would
edition.
sucker me in, I would fall for it. I think.
I would get the one with the Master Sword if there was any left.
Yeah, I tried to get the one with the Master Sword, and I tried to even... No, actually, I didn't want the one with the Master Sword. I wanted the one with the Sheikah, the CD.
Oh, yeah.
I only wanted the CD and the little case. That's all I
I
wanted.
have the CD, and that's the one I got. And
Oh,
Fire
I'm so
Emblem.
sad.
Most things don't have CD players anymore. My car has no CD port, but I like the CD. One thing is, though, with the Fire Emblem one, they didn't translate the song. So everything is in Japanese, and you have to manually look which song that is and change some, which was annoying. I was like, let me just download this on YouTube. My God. So CDs are more like vinyls. They're more for show than anything.
I don't know. I bought a little CD jack for my computer. I download those into MP3 files, and now I have them. I mean, I only used them once, obviously, because once I make an MP3 file. But like even then, Look, if my computer erases, which it has, this is my third computer because I keep jacking up my computers. If my computer goes down, I have the CD, put it in another computer with my little port, and boom. That's the same. I feel like there's the same thing you can be said about digital versus physical games.
If my PC goes down, I wouldn't be thinking about CDs. I'll be thinking about another PC.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Like, it's just to have that physical. Like how you said, they can't tell you what to do with it, when to do it. Like, oh, you can only play. No, I remember y'all when whatever the Xbox they're on right now, one came out and they were gonna be like, if you didn't check in every 24 hours, you weren't gonna be able to play your games, and then they reversed courses real quick.
What?
On that? Yeah, that was the thing. They revert, like, it was a big backlash, and they was like, all right, hold up, we didn't mean it. But there was a thing, like, because they were like, not everybody in America or in the world has internet like that to be checking in every 24 hours. So I forgot where I was going.
But they couldn't tell you what to do with your digital.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
So, yeah,
I got you.
They can't because it's like more of like a control thing than anything. And not, I like Nintendo. I rock with Nintendo, but all the three, they're gonna be the one, seems like, with the most control. Like, if it all went digital, like, they're gonna be telling you the stipulations on the game. Cause I don't need.
Oh yeah,
I didn't spend the $60. Don't tell me anything more. All right, I'm good with you.
Xbox is like they don't really care that much about. They even put their own games on the PC. They don't.
Right. Yeah.
They don't care. They're like the hippies of all the three, and then Nintendo's the most like do this and how to do it, and they just do some weird stuff sometimes.
Even physically with the games, they kind of tell you, like Animal Crossing, be like, okay, you don't want to get the update. We ain't gonna get you all this new stuff in the game. Like all this new stuff that you can only get if you update the game, or just, and even though that's just something you probably want to update the game, but it's just little stuff like that. Like they get you with like little stuff. If you don't do it how we telling you to do it, you ain't gonna get all these other things that come. So
like the cloud save, they wouldn't have changed that. People wouldn't have get backlash, or like I don't know about the 2 islands or multiple islands.
They needed to
that's
change
just
that.
like ridiculous.
That's so unconsumer friendly.
I don't want to like erase my whole island to make a new one.
Yeah.
Like when I heard Animal Crossing was coming out to the Switch, I was so happy I was gonna be able to have multiple islands on multiple accounts, and then they were like, no, 1 per Switch. I'm like, what? I was so
not even that.
They made it loud and clear too. It's like that was like one of the first.
And then you go to your other account thinking you're all good. Like, okay, my other account. No, it's the same. I'm like, damn it.
You know what's funny about that is like, how far out of the way did they have to go to even implement that? Like, just to make sure you don't have 2 islands. Like, because you can make another account. You might can have like a Japanese account. Like, geez.
Nintendo doesn't do stuff like how Xbox does this more seamlessly. They're more like clunky stuff. And another thing is, I want to say something about CDs and music. I like physical stuff, right? I do not like physical music. Just does not make sense to me. I like it to have on my phone and to shuffle. Imagine having to put a CD and not shuffle the music. You would have to burn a mixtape or something and then take it out, put it there. It's like, oh my god. So I'm glad they made the move for that.
Yeah.
That is a godsend. Especially on your phone, put it in your pocket.
So they made it consumer friendly though. You know what I'm saying? It's good for that's what they're gonna have to do. If they do this with the gaming, I feel bad for you, gamer, because we still gonna play our games. But
and it's easier for
they gotta make it in a friendly way. They gotta do it from all angles. Most importantly to me, the price point. I just can't, like, especially now in this day and age, when you get a game, especially like a single player game, you spending $120 because you're paying $60 to $65 plus tax with the game. Then it's gonna have about another $60 worth of DLC. So they getting you. So bring the price down if you're gonna go digital.
At least with music, you get what you get.
Yeah.
There's like no DLC packs, or not that I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Anyway.
Yeah. You
well,
get it.
They'll re-release the mixtape or something like that.
They gotta make it nice. If they go all digitally, which they want to do, they gotta make it nice. Now I will say this. it probably won't ever just be all digital because even now, like you got all your streaming, like with the movies, but you could still buy a Blu-ray if you want to buy one. Maybe it'll be like that. It just, you need to. Oh, hold on, you got something for me?
Yes, I got something ahead. So, okay, right there with the Blu-rays and the DVDs, they made that super consumer friendly. Look at what they did with the Blu-rays. They put it so that you buy the Blu-ray. There's a digital code in that box most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time.
Do that.
And then you can download that onto a streaming software. So you have what I wanted Nintendo to do, to be honest, was like, okay, if you want us to to get people to go more digital, right? And to be, I feel like to be more consumer friendly, put the digital code in the cart, right? Obviously, with that, maybe you would have to check in once a month that you still own the game that's digital and physical, that you still own the physical, fine. But then you could still have the game digitally, right? You get the consumers used to having the game digitally and being happy that it's on their Switch and they can play it whenever they want, and then you still have a physical copy. I think if Nintendo or most companies did like that, I'd probably move into the digital realm faster, because that's how I moved more digital with my movies, because I have them, I have the code. When I want to see them on a streaming service, if my streaming service is down, my internet's down, I can pop the CD right in, the DVD right in, and I can watch the movie. If they did something like that, I would probably go more. I could probably do the digital, but they're not gonna, is the problem.
No, they're not gonna do that because to them that's like having 2 copies of the game.
And that's a no-no. They don't want you to share islands, let alone games. Heck no.
But
especially with Nintendo, they're kind of like behind with the online.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's intentional or just they don't know.
I think it's
like with Xbox and other consoles, you could share. Even with Steam, you could share stuff and you could give games for a certain amount of time. I don't think Nintendo is really.
Nintendo will be the last one to do it. Whatever PlayStation and Xbox figure out how to get people digitally, Nintendo will be, oh, okay. And then they'll put their own spin on it.
I feel like PlayStation will be the last one. Because PlayStation, I feel like they're on their high horse. I think PlayStation's on their high horse right now.
I like PlayStation. They just be acting kind of funny sometimes.
I think Xbox will probably be the one to lead the charge for me. I don't play the other 2 systems, obviously, Nintendo, Gamer Gal, but I feel like Xbox will be the one who's making the moves, who's forcing the other 2 companies to make the moves. Because if let's say this new generation, if everybody remembers how unconsumer friendly PlayStation was, and they shift to the Xbox because you can get all the backwards compatibility, you can play on PC, it's all cross-platform, cross-saves. Like I can bring my Xbox save over from the Xbox over to my Switch. If they're the ones to lead the charge and people stop buying PlayStations, they will make the other companies follow suit. But the problem is that people are too into their PlayStations and they're not thinking about that when they're buying the console.
Now it's not that. It's that Xbox doesn't have games.
Yeah,
that's a good thing to get people on a console. They need to have games. And I love Xbox's strategy of free everything. Your PC could be with your Xbox, your phone, you could do anything, share. But when it comes to actually making games to make someone want to purchase an Xbox, they don't. And while PlayStation might be a little bit stringy, they make their own first party games and they have Japanese exclusives or whatever to get people to buy it. That's why I have a PlayStation. And I don't have an Xbox sitting next to me, because there's I could play the Xbox games on my PC, and not only that, play on my Switch sometime. And then if there's not that, it's usually on all the platforms by then.
Yeah.
So
I agree with both of y'all there, because I think Xbox is going to be leading the way, because that's the only thing they can do now, because they don't have the games. But if
Game
they have
Pass
the
is
games,
something I would love though. So
they got to get that good combination, leading the way and having the games. But right now it's you can lead the way, but there's nothing to play on it. You know what I'm saying? So
no Persona on my Xbox. What is
this? They got to figure something out.
I almost bought a Vita to play Persona 4 until they released it on Steam, and I was like, thank God. Thank God I waited. But it just shows that games are very important to a console. So
Dang, I had a point when you guys were talking and then I lost it. It was about the Xbox. Oh, the Xbox. The Xbox, I don't know if you guys remember back when the Switch was released, they bought like 5 or 6 studios that haven't produced anything yet. I have a feeling they're going to come hitting heavy this next generation, and that's why they bought so many. You know, it takes a couple of years to make a game anyway, and I think they're just really closed about it, but they bought so many studios that have yet to produce one game, and they're not doing what most companies do, which is close down the studio. Those studios are still open, so I feel like they're gonna come hard. We just don't know they're coming hard, and I'm gonna be happy when they do. Actually,
they don't have much JRPGs, so I mean, I want my like JRPGs,
but they're coming to the Switch now. The JRPGs.
Yeah, but you know, with Xbox, if they give like games and incentives, I will get an Xbox or dig mine up from the grave or something. Because I do love the Xbox like train of thinking when it comes to business, but when it comes to games, they don't really make any. So can't help you with that. And plus, you can play it on your PC. It doesn't really need an Xbox, and that kind of hinders the sales. And I don't know. There's I guess. Something different.
It hinders the sales to a point. You're still buying an Xbox game. They're still making their money. They're just not making.
Microsoft.
Yeah, they're just not making the money off the console. They sold you the dang PC. Most people own a Microsoft PC.
Like turning on a computer using Microsoft, they got money. But speaking of gaming terms, if there's not like a game, people probably won't want to play it.
Yeah, because you can get around it. Like that. Remember? Or do you remember when Xbox did their thing this summer? And then I asked somebody, like half of those games are available on the PC anyway, so I could just be getting them there. So I was like,
people don't have a gaming PC, or they just like the couch experience, I guess. So there's that. But the Switch, that's like, you could take that outside, you could take that anywhere, you could just like go and pop it up anywhere. So they're not really taking advantage of that aspect. Actually, they are, where like home like type of games don't perform as well because the Switch has to be a handheld. But that's a different topic. I don't want to get into that.
That's another topic for the topic train.
Yeah.
Okay,
so if let me ask this last question real quick. So let's say if you could play all the games, any game you ever wanted to play, any game that has come out, any game that will come out, and you just pay $9.99 a month, just $9.99 a month, and you play all the games you want to play, it just be digitally, you wouldn't do it, huh? Yeah. So, like I was saying, $9.99 for the game, or not the game, for the service. Like you wouldn't. I guess you just ain't gonna go digital. You just.
I mean, it's not gonna be a company can't guarantee that they're gonna be around forever, right?
Exactly. No, it can't. It can't.
They can't.
Or
even if the company is around for just like Nintendo around, but you can't do like how Mandy said, like that stuff on the Wii U shut down. It ain't even about how long the jump be around. It's about the life of that like game. Like what if you can't support the game forever, even if it's still on the same system? Like it's gonna be up until a point where they stop supporting Splatoon 2. Like it's just gonna be up until a point.
Backwards compatibility is something Xbox does really nice. You could throw in a 360 game and it works. But PlayStation, you can't really. I mean, you could play some PlayStation 3, but the PlayStation 3 was different. But you could usually play PlayStation 2 or whatever for money, mind you. But because for PlayStation, you can't just throw a disc in it and work. Nintendo, they used to do backwards compatibility good, especially with their handhelds. They could usually play the previous iteration.
Yeah.
So you still have your games from back, and then you go to the front. But that changed with the Switch, which I think was the worst thing ever. Yeah. The cartridge thing. Yeah. That's what killed any backwards compatibility ever. I mean, they could have squeezed a 3DS, but not even that.
I feel like my opinion, personal, probably won't ever happen. They can do it. They can still do it. They could,
Backwards?
yeah, they can totally still do it. Just like how you have a CD drive to run your, like how companies aren't putting CD drives in their CDs, I mean their computers anymore. You could buy a separate, like I feel like to make it compatible, you can buy a separate CD drive and a little screen to be the secondary screen, and your secondary screen is going to be the touchpad, and the CD drive will be attached to the
Well,
Switch.
maybe not like that. I was thinking more of like CD games, not like 3DS games, because those are different.
No, I'm
They
talking
did
about
it on the Wii U actually, which was a mess. I paid Minish Cap, and for some reason I had that item menu stuff on the TV and the actual game on the Wii pad. And I was just like, what?
That should have been in reverse.
You can't reverse it. I tried, I couldn't, and I was like, what?
No,
So
I
I
never
was
bought
just
Minish
like,
Cap
yeah.
like that. I wanted to though, but I don't own a Wii U, so there's that. Sad day.
Yeah. Nintendo needs, like, the Virtual Console would, like, because now we get ports of ports and ports, and they have to wait for more ports. You kind of wonder, oh, would this game get a port? Or this game? I don't want to be, like, a anti-port person, because I love ports or remakes, Solux, whatever they want to call it. But there comes a point where, you're like, okay, can we, like, just, like, get new stuff and put the ports somewhere else?
You can't have more ports than new games. That's,
I see. I'm on the other side of the fence with that one too. I'm not playing these games that you guys have played before because I only had the Nintendo. So some of these ports that are coming out, I've never played before. So they're all new games.
That's good for new people. Like Pikmin 3, I've never played before, so I'm excited for the deluxe.
See, I played that one. I played. I don't even think I'm picking up that one. I don't think either of you two have played it. So that one I'm not picking up. And for you guys, that's a new game.
I think what bothers people is the fact that you still have to pay $60.
Especially since that was a greatest hits. It was a $20 greatest hits. I have the greatest hits version. Well, whatever Nintendo calls it. Nintendo Select. Sorry, not greatest hits. Greatest hits PlayStation. Stop laughing at me, Marz.
That came out of Nintendo was the Selects for $20.
Yeah, Nintendo Select.
Oh my gosh. I got Ocarina of Time for the 3DS, Majora's Mask for $20. I was like, yo.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so it goes to show you.
A good deal does make a difference. Some companies lose sight of that. They just say, okay, 60, 70, 80. But if you would just like put it down like $20, more people would buy it probably.
Yeah.
They're thinking
Nothing knocks a good deal. Yeah, that's why like the free to play model is so lucrative. I hate it, but there's an incentive because you get to play. You don't have to shell out at that moment.
And I think they make more money with those free to play games than they would otherwise.
Yeah, between the whales,
at the end of the day,
people who want that beautiful skin. Not gonna lie, with Fall Guys, I did buy one of the DLC costume packs with the unicorn.
Oh no, you bought it?
I caved. I feel so ashamed. But it wasn't microtransaction, it was a DLC pack.
See, I don't think that. I feel like those are the digital versus physical things for me too. I'm like, I won't buy that. It's like if it's not included in the game.
It had a tutu. It was so cute. They got me with the cosmetics already, man. Put something cute out. Oh, that's why I stay away from free-to-play games. Don't even start.
Yeah, kind of. I remember when they had announced Ninjala, I was like excited for it, but then when it was like free to play, that kind of turned me off to it. I'm like,
oh, that game, like, I don't know what happened. They were doing so good, and then they like.
It's buggy as hell right now.
Is it? I still haven't played it yet.
Yeah, they stay on Twitter like talking about like updating it. So
I might be in the minority, but I don't think like second party or really game developers that done like on consoles should do Kickstarter because it seems pretty like weird. And then they get more like expectations on them. Like for Hollow Knight, I didn't know who did it, but they did a Kickstarter and it turned out amazing. But when these big developers like come out with a Kickstarter, they always end up like trash.
Well, I mean,
So,
like the Kickstarter for the Wonderful 101. What do you think about that one? I mean, I haven't gotten the game yet. I'm still waiting for my copy to come in on Saturday. But that was a Kickstarter game, and that was just to fund the. They already had the game. It was to fund, like, I guess the copies, the physical copy printed. What do you think about that?
I don't like it. Because the consumer should not have to pay more than buying the game to get features. If it's not in the budget, it's not in the budget. Wait till it's in the budget. That's why I don't really like. If it's an indie game, I understand because they're just starting up. They don't have that much momentum or whatever. And their games usually come out way better. But, like, making the consumer pay more for, features that if you can't afford, you can't afford, then don't put it there.
Hey, what do you give me an example? Like, I use that same one that I used 10101. What did they put in the Kickstarter game that you didn't get in the regular game?
The physical edition.
You could
That
get a
shouldn't be
physical
an
now.
incentive. Yeah, but that shouldn't be an incentive. Like, in my train of thought, if the game did good and they have the budget to do a physical release, then go ahead. But don't, like, make it as a tier or something like that. That's what I don't like. I don't like these tier rewards, or I just don't really like Kickstarter games, basically. I don't want to sound like I'm a high mighty and, my taste for games is exquisite. I can take it.
You have an exquisite palate.
Because it's just that I feel like for the game and the consumers, it would be better if they just did it hush-hush, no pressure. Because there's more pressure when, like, the person has to pay for the game, and then it's from a good company, like Mighty Number 9. Everyone was, like, hyping that up like it was the next Mega Man.
Oof.
And that was his downfall.
That jump.
Did you play it on Guessing Marz?
You couldn't play it. It didn't work when it came out. Lagging. 2 frames per second. Oh, that was a mess.
Boards for like years. It was a mess.
I did a Kickstarter on a junk, and I'm regretting it now too. And I think it's because of kind of what Mandy's saying. Like when it started off, right? It was a basic little junk, and it was like $40 or something. It's like, all right, cool. I'm down with this. I'm rocking with it. And then they met their goal or whatever. Then they added another tier. Oh, now you can get this. And then I didn't even do it, but then they started adding stuff that wait, that should have been there anyway. Like, I don't like it, like, kind of like that. They start adding, and then they'll get to that goal. Then they'll add, now the one I did is like at 7 tiers, and it's like pretty much like all the stuff I felt like I should have had anyway. That's why I don't like. That's gonna be my last one I do. I know that for sure.
I've never done a Kickstarter, so that's probably why I'm not understanding.
I'm not rocking with it.
My
they got me. I'm not doing it again.
Kickstarter is buying the game.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be like Mandy. Like, I'm just gonna buy the junk like right now, and then it's probably gonna come out anyway. Like, watch like a year later. It'll be in the store anyway. So I'll just wait for it. But yeah, I was kind of upset. Like, it's kind of like they planned it. Like, they had all that stuff waiting anyway, and they just said, all right, once we get to this tier, we'll add this, and then once we get to that tier, we'll add that. And,
it's like, stop adding stuff. You're making the game more bloated.
Yeah, and then on top of that, and it's like let's kind of like junky or something.
Once it comes out, they can add stuff and see the reception.
Yeah,
most
so
of them
it's just kind of when it comes to like the game, I just want it in the most traditional way. I don't know if Kickstarter like the way, but that would be like, if gamer, you're getting yours where you pay whatever straight up, and you just getting the physical, and that's it. It seemed like they just used another way to release the game, but like most of these
I'm getting mine. I'm getting mine's physical, and then I price matched it with GameStop, so I'm only paying $20 for the physical of the Wonderful 101.
Mm-hmm. And it's $20 digitally.
No, physically.
No, what about digitally?
I don't know how much it is digitally, but I'm getting it physically, so
I'm gonna look it up.
Go ahead, look it up, Marz.
What's it called? Beautiful
the Wonderful 101.
You gotta show us, gamer guy. You gotta show us your physical collection.
I have a physical collection on my channel. That was the first thing I posted.
I do one every year.
Yeah, that's the first thing
all
I
the
posted.
games. Those are actually really fun. I love doing those videos, but I can't do it all the time. So
All right, I'm on Nintendo side. Oh, dang! How much you pay for?
20.
It's freaking $40 digitally.
oh,
I got me a sale. See, I don't pay full price.
Eligible for 200 gold coins.
you look like someone.
Hold
who
on, let
can
me.
haggle.
They gave me the physical option. Let me see. Let me hit the physical link. Now maybe see you got it cheaper because I think you did Kickstarter. It's at Target. It's $33.99
I didn't kickstart nothing.
physically. Huh?
I didn't kickstart nothing.
No. I'm saying didn't you buy? You bought it off of Kickstarter.
No. I'm buying.
Oh, I thought you
I'm
said
getting
you got
mine
some
from Best
Kickstarter.
Buy. No, I told you I've never kickstarted
Oh.
anything. I'm buying mine
Oh,
off
I
like
see.
Best Buy, and then I price matched with GameStop when GameStop had a deal of the day
Oh, I see.
sale.
I don't know why. I thought you saying you got it off the Kickstarter.
No, I don't know. I don't do Kickstart.
Okay, cool. But yeah, okay, cool. All right. Well, it's definitely
A gaming
cheaper.
room?
For some reason, it's cheaper freaking digital. I mean, physically.
Gamer girl,
Wow.
What happened?
do you have like a gaming room?
No, yes and no. I mean, I have a section of my room that's gaming.
I mean, I'm not judging. Look at this behind me.
I think my room is like your room, so it's mostly a room with gaming elements. In it,
Game room with a bed in the middle.
with a bed, exactly.
Pretty much.
Exactly. I want to fix up my room because I promised one of my subs that at 200 subs that I would make a gaming room thing, and I'm getting there way faster than I thought I would. So I'm like, fudge.
Better get
I'm
cracked.
gonna tell you this. I know you don't like Twitter, but it is a good way to
Yeah,
get
you
more
gotta
people.
get Twitter, man.
Like, you don't even have to use it,
Just
as
use it as
much-
messaging.
and you could just follow the people you want to follow. Trust me, my Twitter is not that
Yeah, just rock with me.
weird unless I make
Mandy.
it.
You man,
Like,
get
just start with
lost.
us two. Just follow us two first. Like, even just because I'm not on it, but if I would, like, I could message Mandy this morning.
Yeah, that
Like,
bothered me. I couldn't
know what
get in
I'm saying?
contact with Mandy. I was like, maybe I might have to get
It's just
Twitter
a good.
for
It's
that.
like a good communication tool. Like, even if you don't use it for all the outside stuff.
And the
It's like-
retweeting does way more. Like, I usually help you by putting in my community tab, but not a lot of people see them. Twitter, a lot of more people see them, and they're like, the people I follow are not really that toxic. They're just like you and me, love video games and stuff.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's a good way to just like reach a broader audience. And don't get into fights. I do sometimes. I do that.
Look, I'm
And-
very passionate about the things I'm passionate about. So there's that.
They have
Yeah, for real, can't get you off this freaking physical kick. Like, I'm physical
Yeah.
too, but I mean, yeah, no point you gonna. All right, how many digital games do you own?
4.
You got 4 digital games.
Yep.
Do you know what they are off the top of your head?
Oh, you mean for the Switch or for other consoles? Because
Just for the Switch, how many
4.
digital games do you have?
There's Thimbleweed Park, also own that physically. Steam
Well, I don't want to
Dig.
even count. How much just physically? Digitally.
I'm saying I bought those digitally, and I also have them physically now.
But I don't want to count them if you got the physical copy. Just tell me
How much-
digital
all
only.
physical?
That I only have no copy
Digitally.
physically. Okay.
Yeah. That.
9 parchments. 9 parchments, please stop.
So you only got one freaking digital game?
I only have
I
one
mean-
game that I didn't go off and buy physically after I bought it digitally.
That's cool.
See, I think I'm more like Mandy. Like, I don't mind my third party or like indie game, not third party, indie
Some
games,
games, yeah.
being digital, especially if they're like little 4 or 5 hour games. Like, these games they're not long games. Like Hyrule, so quick of a game. I just don't, even like for the price, I just don't need to own it. Like, all right, the big games, yeah, I need that. Zelda, Splatoon, Fire Emblem, all that definitely physical. But I'm just saying, like, even the smaller titles, Cat Quest,
Cat Quest, I'm buying
you
it.
gotta have Cat Quest physically.
Yeah.
It's all,
Those
I'm
games
saying,
that cost a penny.
it's cool. Yeah.
Okay, wait. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, hold on.
I have those penny games. So those games, yeah, I have. All right. Let me go get my Switch. Hold on. Let me.
Wait. If a game is free, you getting it. What? Physically or digitally, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
There's sometimes games will be free physically, digitally. I can't get it right. digitally, it'll be free. You don't mind that?
No, it's
That's
free.
cool.
It's
It's
cool.
free.
It's
Okay.
cool.
Okay.
Thing is,
I didn't pay nothing for it.
as long as you enjoy your games digitally, physically, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Just I hate when people like say this direct was good. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry, that was just like
Random thought.
watching Twitter. Yeah, random thought.
Yeah. No. Yeah, as long as you enjoy them. That's what I'm like with 9 Parchments. I probably like if it was available physically, I probably would have went and did that. But since it was only available digitally, like I'm not tripping off of it, and I'm enjoying it. So it's like I said, I'm not after the initial purchase. I don't even think about it anymore. And there's a couple other games like I think I got like Puyo Puyo Tetris. It came out physically, but I'm cool. I got it digitally, whatever. Did Sonic Mania ever come out physically? It did. Okay, so same thing like that.
Physically.
So, a lot, and then and I really like Hyrule War. I mean, Cadence of Hyrule. And it's gonna come out physically, but I'm cool. Like once I get past that initial point, now with that said, I think I don't know if I would get to a point where I'd be like, man, are all my games digital? I don't know how I would feel about that. But then you got to start thinking about like I got a good sized memory card, so that's not even a concern right now. But will it be one day? I don't know.
Do you live at your own place?
Mm-hmm.
He has a couch, and I was like, he's not in his bedroom.
Stuff right, like I was putting it on that wall because
he probably
I
has
do my other junk, but yeah, I couldn't do it over there. But yeah, I'm gonna do something like Nintendo.
He probably has space for the games. For me,
I'm
it's like a waiting game. I have like other means to store my games, and but it's just like I just want my own game room, man.
Yeah, I want my
so I
own
could
game
display
room.
my games all pretty. Because most, like, I get physically mostly because aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much my decorations of my room are games and posters. So I would love to display them all nice and do the deluxe editions in another place. But I'm blessed with what I have now. So
I don't know. The reason I'm buying physicals aren't for if you I don't know if you watched the video, but all my games are now no longer in boxes, they're in a book, so it's not for display purposes that I want physical games.
Yeah, you throw your cases in the trash. Tears me up inside.
Oh, look at Mandy's face.
Tears me up inside.
I throw all my
the
cases.
charm you're throwing away.
I have them. I have the sleeves. I have the books. I have the CDs. I have everything that was in that case minus the case.
Oh my god, that's the physical part of the physical.
That's what I was kind of like the same way.
Because I have my Switch games in a case, but I have the cases back there. They're just empty. I'm just what?
No. I have a garbage bag of cases that I either gotta sell or gotta deliver them to GameStop to like recycle them. I don't keep the cases.
A physical collector that throws the cases. That's like.
I don't have any of my cases from any of my systems. Like once I'm no longer playing that system, like look, you
it tears me up inside.
you said I should do a collections video. If you watch my first videos on my channel, they're all collections videos and none of them are in their cases.
That is right.
Especially like
you
the Switch.
You
I
just
really
showed
like
the games. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, girl, no. No. Let's throw some hands. It's like, okay, a physical collector who throws the cases. People are gonna be like, what?
I keep the games.
I think gamers is like more like stand. I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like your stance is more like on principles of like staying physically. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mine is more aesthetic.
The principle of it, like you can't take my game from me.
Exactly.
Like I have all my things displayed. I even have a shelf, so in the middle for just Zelda stuff. Like I like to put them into like things to decorate my room.
I don't need the boxes to display them. I don't need the boxes to display them.
You don't need the boxes to get your point across. You know, you got it.
That's true.
Physically, but you can play it when you want, right? Which is a strong point for you, right? Mm-hmm. if, like he said, if the servers ever go down, you can still play it. You'll have it to the ends of time, and you don't need a box to do all that.
No.
So, I mean, that gets your point where I feel like, and then Mandy, correct me if I'm wrong as well. Like you're on the physical tip, but you come like you want to display it. You know, it's nice to look at the aesthetic. Yeah.
Like for your gaming room, you might want to keep some cases for like the games you really like, or like steelbooks.
The thing is that it's not that okay, like if I had space, if I had unlimited space in my house, if I had a game room, maybe I might keep them. But right now, I have so many games, so many games. I run out of space. I was keeping them in like a 20-gallon tub. I couldn't store them anymore. I have no space to store these games. So get rid of the cases. I can store the games in a book. It takes up less space, and I still have the games.
As someone who just has their room, I mean, I make space with shelves, and especially the Switch games are so like skinny. I love them. I just put them there, but I can kind of get what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't like shelves. Yeah, I would feel claustrophobic if there was. If I had all the cases for all the games I had, I would have shelves throughout my whole room. I would feel claustrophobic. I want to see the walls, even if there's posters on the wall. I want to see the walls. If I put up all the games I had, you wouldn't see any. There would be no wall in my room. There would just be bookshelves. And for me,
I know another good way to save space.
I do like that though. I'm like, that's fire hazard, man. I mean, I do have my amiibos. I don't know if you collect amiibos. You do?
I got almost everything for $5.
Don't throw them in the trash.
I don't keep the boxes. I have the box art. I slice up the plastic part of the boxes off. Throw off the plastic part, and I have the backings of it, but I don't keep the boxes either.
Oh, so you keep the backings of the?
Yeah, I have the backings.
Honestly, you should honestly do more opinionated videos because this is like.
Yeah,
I never knew there's people out there like that. Gamers, I don't know. It'll be a good topic.
I mean, that's what I'm hoping to do with the channel. Keep doing like versus videos because I feel like. I feel like I am of the minority when it comes to certain things, especially when it comes to
throwing away the cases. I was like,
that could definitely be a video.
Yeah, that's
definitely be a video.
You could title it the physical collector that throw away the cases.
Okay.
Don't even tell. Wait, how much does GameStop give you for the cases?
They don't give you nothing.
Next time you gonna mail them to me.
Mail them to me.
And I'll pay for the shipping and all that stuff. Don't even worry about all that. And I'll show you what to do with them.
Okay, I'll give them to you then.
A good case is still valuable. Like, especially GameStop. Don't buy used games and then get that ugly ass thing.
They give you the black cases. I end up always having to go back and be like, "Hey, you guys gave me a black case. I need." And I give me a plastic case. This is before I started storing all my games in the book. Now I don't care if they give me a black case. You know, just give me the background, give me the inserts. I don't care if you give it to me in a black case.
That's the first thing I ask. Is there a case on that game? If not, I'm like. I don't know. It's weird. I guess I never knew the physical collection had a spectrum.
I didn't either, obviously. I mean, I know I see them on everybody's shelves, but I'm like...
Like, I love steelbooks and box arts. That's part of the reason why I go physically. It's kind of the majority of why I go physically. Because I just love the physical part. But
I buy the collector's editions for like the box art. Like those I'm not getting rid of, obviously. I have the collector's editions for the ones that I really want to display, I guess. But I feel like all you're seeing is the red spine. It's like, how attractive is that at the end of the day, that red spine?
Well, mine I usually display, if you notice. I mean, you can't really see.
No, I can't.
I put the case that I'm playing of the game, if I have it. So you can't really see it, and I like to display like certain cases or make sections. Like my PlayStation has a Kingdom Hearts section, where I put like the deluxe edition. I put it nice in the corner. You see the other games stacking it up, and my Chiruthy. I don't know, You know what Chirthy is?
No.
And it's like something in Kingdom Hearts. And I put it next to them, and it looks cute. I did that for Nier. I changed it, but I have a Zelda one. That one stays. It has the books, the amiibos, the games, and yeah, everything Zelda related. I like to decorate stuff.
I mean, I would decorate. I could decorate with my amiibos. I can decorate with the collector's editions. I personally, personal opinion, don't find the red box like this is not cute to me. Well, you see a bunch
of it. All right, that's better.
But so people are displaying them like this.
In the trash?
Not yet. It's almost there. I still have it in the
garbage
bag.
The Breath of the Wild. What about special games? Like that's a special game.
I have the art.
On that one?
I have the insert. I have the game.
I must say, but you gotta have that whole.
I have it. I didn't get rid of it. I still have it.
Okay, all right.
It's just not in a case.
I can understand if you're throwing like Kirby case in the trash. Fine, throw that in the trash. But Yoshi's what crafted well. Fine, throw that in the trash. Like Zelda.
Okay, I'll keep this one. This one's nice.
That's a box.
This one's a box. I'll keep.
They sent me my box is all mashed up when I got my jug. I'm thinking about going back up there.
You should.
I'm gonna go back up there and match my box up. I hate when they do that.
Because they put it in like this little this little.
No, it was in a good box. It was in a good box. I don't know why it happened.
Probably like what happened with my version of Xenoblade Definitive Edition. Mine was, oh man, that tears me up so bad. I ended up keeping it. They ended up giving me some money back on that game. But my collector's edition has like this like irk in it. I'm like, oh. And they didn't have any more. I couldn't even exchange it. That tears me up with that. Like, if it's a collector's edition, box it. Box it with bubble wrap it. Make sure it's safe.
I mean, because you gotta imagine how the person buying it is gonna want it. Like, it's the collectors, you know. Mm-hmm. I went and got one game one day. Like, it was all jacked up. I said, I can't get another game. It's like, you want another game? He's like, I want another game. Well, you ain't finna give me this. It's like, all right, we'll go get you another game. Yeah, you gotta give me another game.
With all this like stuff you save with throwing away the cases, you could put like little I like decorating, so I always see like an empty canvas.
I mean, like I said, I just don't like the way the red spine looks. I mean, I don't like the way the spines look. Like, it's nice to see them, but I can see them in a book that I flip through real quick. It's not a big deal to me to keep the games themselves displayed. Like I said, my opinion on that could change. Maybe it's just because I don't have the space for it, but I don't like the look of shelving everywhere. Like
yeah, I mean, like you said, it's just a personal thing. That's all. I'm just giving you a hard time about it.
Still make a nice gaming room with just posters, merchandise. Like, I have a lot of little like things I get, especially when you go to midnight stuff. Mm-hmm. So you can still make it look nice. Mm-hmm. You don't have to have the games, and that'll be a little different because most gaming YouTubers has games behind them. So, well,
you see what I got behind me? That big ass man, the big butt man in my room. He's in my room. The Fallout guy.
Oh yeah, how does talking about space? What?
Yeah.
I make space for the things that I find. That I find aesthetically pleasing.
I have a Pip-Boy thing, but he's like normal size. Yours is like.
Yeah, mine's is taller than me.
Yours is about to say it's taller than you.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, I need space.
Well, my original plan for that corner was to put a shelf there, but
I'd have to keep him. It's too cute.
Yeah, no, my family wanted me to get rid of him. As soon as I brought him home, they were like, you don't need that. You don't even play Fallout. I don't play Fallout. I play Fallout Shelter, so I know the guy. I let my kids play Fallout. I don't have another system that's not a Nintendo.
Let me get this girl a PlayStation. Because Fallout is such a good game.
Isn't it a first-person shooter?
When the next PlayStation come out.
It's a third person. I played third person.
Okay, because I can't do first person nothing. But I've seen my kids play. It looks fun. It's just It's just
Maybe gotta branch out a little bit.
nah, Nintendo all the way, baby,
He said no.
100%.
He said no. Dang.
Nintendo gamer gal.
For my channel, I usually keep it Nintendo, but I do have other consoles. So I
Yeah.
will go insane. Especially with this Nintendo drought.
There is no drought, Mandy. Oh my god. Marz, get your video out there. She subscribed to you now. Get your video out.
I just finished Altair Ryza.
Oh, that game was so good. So
Yeah, so
good.
I beat my game, so it's kind of like...
Yeah, but you're also not branching out. You say you don't buy indies. I think that's where you need to branch out. There are some good indies out there that if you branched out... Huh?
Yeah, I have a problem, like, with indies. Not that because they're indies, it's just that I have a very particular taste. Like Hollow Knight, I just gravitated towards it because it looked fun. But yeah, you called me out on that. I should probably do something.
Yeah, there's no drought. There's indies galore. I'm buying Munchie's Odyssey that came out yesterday. I have to go pick it up at Best Buy. That was only released on the original Xbox, right? I've never played it. It's a brand new game to me. $30 game.
Out of third-party games, I'm like, well, I never played it. So...
Yeah, I mean, they're games they're games coming out every week. My wallet can't keep up with how many games. That's why I'm like, when you're saying there's a drought, I'm like, Mandy, there's no drought. You're just not buying stuff that other people are buying.
No, I'm still broke, but there's no, like, I guess, first-party games. Like, Paper Mario, I finished. I'm ready for Pikmin. That's what I'm ready for.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can't wait for Pikmin.
I mean, I guess that's good because I don't have to spend money. Because there were points with the Nintendo Switch where games used to release on top of games on top of games. You literally have to be like, okay, well, which one? And it's just weird because now it's like, all right, well,
I'm still having that. I'm still having that. Fairy Tail released last week. Odyssey is releasing this week. I have another one coming out next week. Minecraft Dungeons is coming out next week. Like, I'm still having that. Like, I'm not having the issues you're having because I'm still buying games. It's just you're not branch. I think that the thing is you need to branch out the third party too. You're just sticking to first party Nintendo games because you're getting your third party on PlayStation?
It's mostly because I stream with my Switch. I don't know. It's really like maybe I'm a little too picky. So maybe that is too.
Branch out. I mean, I branch out. I still find games that I hate, but I branch out anyway. I try them. You might find the game you like or a genre you like that you didn't know you liked.
True. Since I don't know what to stream today, I mean, might as well start now.
Yeah, wait. Today, I was about to say you could do a throwback Thursday kind of thing. That's what I was thinking about doing on Thursdays. But it's Wednesday, so I don't know. You finished Ryza?
Yeah. Finished like a day yesterday.
How many hours you put into it before you finished it?
I think it stopped like 50 or something.
Okay, good.
That's pretty good.
Because
Yeah.
you were somebody. I think somebody on your stream was saying that it was a 20-hour game. I'm like, I finished mine at 55. That's a decent sized game.
Like, nah. It was a good JRPG length.
Good. All right.
Finished like Xenoblade. Maybe I should stop finishing my games.
I'm not finishing because that's my problem.
Like, take them slowly. Because I get hooked into a game and then I'm just like, alright, let's go all in. I want to see the ending.
That's good, I think.
That or maybe play two games. Like, I play an RPG and I play something that's non-RPG. So, like, now I'm playing Splatoon more, obviously, because training and stuff. But, like, play two games. One that's an RPG, so you don't forget the game. And play one that's a continuous game. I know you're playing Animal Crossing, but Animal Crossing, you're like, what, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you're done with the day, with your dailies, if you're not creating your island anymore. Just do another game that's not an RPG so that you don't... that's what I do.
I'm just gonna leave for Sundays every week. Cause doing it, like, it's getting, like, I'm starting to get, like, tired.
Gamers fatigue.
Of Animal Crossing. So, yeah. So, yeah, I guess I gotta rotate. I mean, I do play a lot of my 3DS games. You can't stream it.
No.
I hate that.
Unless you get a capture card, those things are they're I think illegal now to make them. All right, so my opinions obviously still physical, and that's where I'm sticking, not digital, because everything that comes out digitally end up getting physically. Marz, your final thoughts on physical versus digital?
80% digital, 20%.
80% digital?
No, wait. 80% physical, 20% digital, but I can see myself even going 70-30. So it can grow on me. So that it can change with me. But right now, I want physical if possible.
And now Mandy.
For me, it's majority physical, aesthetic physical, not throwaway cases, and
Shade.
I would buy digitally only if that's the only option, or the game is just like it's just meant to be played digitally. So, yeah, I guess it's like an 80-20. I guess, yeah.
You're 80-20.
Is that good math? I don't know.
Yeah, it makes 100%, so you're good. I'm like 1% digital, 99% physical, 1%
No, you're not
digital.
even 1%. You're 0.00001.
I got one game that still has. Look, if 9 Parchment comes out physically, I'm gonna still go buy that. That's how sad that is. All right, guys. So thanks for watching. Happy gaming. We're gonna let everybody say their goodbyes. All right.
All right, Marz, LazzyJames. See you later.
So you guys can find me on my YouTube channel, Mandyleeplays. I do Nintendo content, and I stream and I do videos. So.
All right. With that, happy gaming, guys. Bye.
Bye. Happy gaming.